Today we're trying the new Pittsburgh Penguins in NHL 23 and seeing if they can win a Stanley Cup. How we're going to do this is I built the roster on NHL 23 and I just let EA Sports make the lines that they wanted to see because we're not 100% sure what they're going to be running in real life. Jake Guentzel, Sidney Crosby, and Rickard Rakell on the first line, with Riley Smith, Evgeny Malkin, and Brian Rust on the second line, Johnson, Carter, and Achari on the third line, and Nieto, Eller, and O'Connor on the fourth line. And defensively, we're looking at a brand new pair for the team, Ryan Graves and Erik Karlsson, both making their debut for the team. Second line, Chris Letang and Marcus Pettersson, with Ruhwedel and Joseph on the third line. And in net, they got Tristan Jarry and Ned in the backup position. In year number one, the team would miss the playoffs with a 39, 35, and 8 record, earning 86 points, finishing 20th in the entire league, with the New Jersey Devils grabbing the President's Trophy with a 50, 24, and 8 record. Crosby would lead our team in points with 101, while also leading our team in goals with 39. Also always do these sims with injuries off. I don't know if you guys prefer injuries on. Let me know which one you'd rather see, because obviously injuries on is more realistic, but injuries off, we get to see the players play at their full potential. Jarry, 28 wins in 66 games played, not exactly great at all. An 894 save percentage, a 3.28 goals against average. He did have 4 shutouts. Ned in the backup position did do good, 11 wins in 19 games played, no shutouts, but a 921 save percentage and a 2.38 goals against average. It would be Allmark leading the league in wins with 41. He had 3 shutouts, a 904 save percentage, and a 3.11 goals against average. He played 72 games. I mean, he only missed 10. Same with Ottinger. And of course, it's Nathan McKinnon leading the league in points with 107, while also leading the league in goals with 53. Oh, and since I'm dumb and didn't put Guy Lafleur anywhere, he's just going to be playing on Chicago for this sim. Let's see if that ends up mattering. He did have 42 goals and 56 assists. Chicago would not end up winning the Stanley Cup. Minnesota would beat Columbus in 6 games in the finals to lift the Stanley Cup. Patrick Laine would lead the entire playoffs in points with 27, while it would be JT Miller leading the playoffs in goals with 14, even though he only played 17 games. And McKinnon casually had 10 goals in 9 games played. Looking at awards, Crosby would actually end up winning the Hart Memorial Trophy, Adam Fox winning the James Norris Trophy, Selye winning the Rookie of the Year award, while Kaprizov is your Conn Smythe Trophy winner, Shesterkin winning the Vezina and the William M. Jennings Trophy. Year number 2, we are in the playoffs with a 45, 31, and 6 record, earning 96 points, finishing 12th in the entire league, with the Tampa Bay Lightning winning the President's Trophy. A little less points this time around, but Crosby is still leading our team in points with 97, and he's leading it in goals with the same amount of goals as last season at 39. And Jarry stepped it up a little bit this season. He won 36 of 67 games played, no shutouts this time though, a 901 save percentage and a 3.24 goals against average, with Ned doing worse, 9 wins in 19 games played, 2 shutouts, a 906 save percentage, and a 2.85 goals against average, but still better than Jarry overall. With Vasilevsky leading the entire league in wins with 44, he had 3 shutouts, a 907 save percentage, and a 2.93 goals against average. Asta would lead the entire league in points with 117, while it would be Nikita Kucherov leading the league in goals with 63. With Patrick Kane signing to the Arizona Coyotes, and we must face the President's Trophy winners in the first round of the playoffs, the Tampa Bay Lightning. Not exactly liking our odds, I'm not gonna lie. And we are on the brink of elimination going into game number 6. We're gonna jump into the sim and see how it goes. Period number 1, 2-1 Tampa Bay. Period number 2, also 2-1 Tampa Bay. Are out shooting them, however, so I have a little bit of hope as we get a power play and tie the game. Rakell scoring on Vasilevsky. They get a power play right back. Do not score. We get a power play again. Also do not score. They get a power play. Then they score. Kucherov on Jarry. A lot of... And then did they get another power play goal? And Kucherov again, because I seen power play. Now it's 5-2. Max Domi apparently got traded to Tampa Bay, and he's gonna put us to sleep as we are eliminated in 6 games in the first round. I did build the actual rosters for everyone, not just for the Penguins this time. For the first time in history, the Nashville Predators are your Stanley Cup champions after beating Columbus in 7 games in the finals. Obviously not many stats to look at with the first round exit, but 7 goals and 7 assists for 14 points. Sidney Crosby in 6 games played, getting the job done. The rest of the team, not so much. I mean, Malkin, 13 points, 12 of them being assists. I want to be that guy, but I think we have either A, goalie problem, or B, a defensive problem, because an 824 save percentage for Jarry, a 6.42 goals against average, and Ned somehow barely even better, an 8.42 save percentage and a 5 on the dot goals against average. I was kind of afraid this was going to happen. Of course, Nashville won because they friggin' had Guy Lafleur. I mean, it didn't affect our outcome, so I'm just gonna allow it to continue this way. It'd be Pasta winning the Hart Memorial Trophy, Quinn Hughes grabbing the James Norris Trophy, Shane Wright is your Rookie of the Year, Guy Lafleur obviously winning the Conn Smythe Trophy, Vezina going to Kochetkov, and the William M. Jennings also going to Kochetkov. In year number 3, we're going to be missing the playoffs by 1 point with a 40, 33, and 9 record, earning 89 points. This one hurts just a little bit, you know, Florida making the final playoff spot in the East with 90 points, with the Calgary Flames winning the President's Trophy with a 50, 24, and 8 record. Crosby remains king on our team with 93 points. He finally hits the 40 goal marker, but so does someone else, Evgeny Malkin, leading the team in goals with 47. I'm currently having a bug I've never had before where I'm only seeing the starting goalie's stats, but we got Jari with 30 wins in 62 games played. He had an 8.95 save percentage and a 3.47 goals against average with 1 shutout. If you guessed Dustin Wolf to lead the league in wins, then you're the winner because he had 4 shutouts at 9.09 save percentage and a 2.89 goals against average on his way to 41 wins. It'd be Hintz leading the league in points with a whopping 129. He had 97 assists. So that is actually crazy. Is that the record? Probably not, but it's got to be close.
No.
And Kucherov led the league in goals with 58. I mean, it's the most assists in the 2000s era, beating out Thornton by 1. This Wayne Gretzky guy existed, so he had a little bit more than 97 assists per season. His best was 163. Nashville would make it to the finals once again. Guy Lafleur hard carrying right now. But they would not win as Tampa Bay would dethrone them, lifting the Stanley Cup after beating them in 6 games in the finals. Guy Lafleur would lead the entire playoffs in points with 30. If he wasn't there, which he shouldn't be, it would be Kucherov at 29. Benson had 27. And it'd be Kucherov leading the entire playoffs in goals with 17. Hart Memorial Trophy going to Hintz, I'd say deservingly so. Adam Fox grabs another James Norris Trophy. Benson wins the Calder while the Conn Smythe Trophy goes to Kucherov, with Saros winning the Vezina and the William M. Jennings Trophy. Year number 4, it is not looking good as Pittsburgh would finish 30th in the league with a 31, 41, and 10 record, earning 72 points. I mean, the Devils were the President's Trophy winner in our first season, and now they're all the way down in last place in our 4th season, so we could be them, I guess. Speaking of President's Trophy winners, it would be the Toronto Maple Leafs beating out the Dallas Stars by 1 point. Looking at the team, Malkin led our team in points with 81. Crosby had to settle for second this time with 71. Bobby Malkin leading our team in goals with 38. We're no longer using Ned as our backup, and the backup did not do too hot. 11 wins in 29 games played, an 8.95 save percentage and a 3.57 goals against average. While Jari did terrible, 20 wins in 60 games played is not a good stat. 2 shutouts, an 8.96 save percentage, and a 3.46 goals against average. While Andre led the entire league in wins with 45. He had a 9.15 save percentage, a 2.83 goals against average, and 4 shutouts. Connor McDavid leads the league in points for the first time today with 119, while Matthews led the league in goals with 68. It would be the Florida Panthers winning the Stanley Cup, beating the Winnipeg Jets in the finals in 7 games. Matthew Tkachuk and Barkov both had the most points in the league during the playoffs with 32, but only one man led the league in playoff goals, and that would be Tkachuk with 16. Alex DeBrincat, now on the Jets, had 12 goals for second place. And here's your cursed image of the day, Mitch Marner on the Seattle Kraken. Connor McDavid wins the Hart Memorial Trophy, while Dahlian wins the James Norris Trophy. Tkachuk is your Conn Smythe Trophy winner, with Hellebuck winning the Vezina, and Georgiev now on Toronto winning the William M. Jennings Trophy. Now, 1 more year to do, and Chris Letang is saying goodbye, which means we'll have Crosby and Malkin for the end at least. And in our 5th and final season, we will not be making the playoffs with a 40, 36, and 6 record, earning 86 points, tying for 18th, but finishing in 20th. We got the Winnipeg Jets grabbing the President's Trophy. And the 39-year-old Crosby is still getting the job done. He had 91 points to lead our team. Gensel leading our team in goals with 33. The first time he did this today. Had Jari getting 29 wins in 64 games played, a 9.05 save percentage and a 3.31 goals against average. Longfist, not very good at all. 11 wins in 26 games played, no shutouts, and 8.80 save percentage and a 4.32 goals against average. You got Hellebuck leading the league in wins with 46. He played 71 games, had 4 shutouts, a 9.12 save percentage, and a 2.85 goals against average. And if there's one thing I learned today, it's that if Guy Lafleur played for the Nashville Predators, they'd be doing pretty dang good. 122 points to lead the league for the first time today, and also leading the league in goals with 62. As the Tampa Bay Lightning would grab their second one of the day, beating the Vancouver Canucks in the finals in 7 games to lift the cup. Elias Pettersson would lead the entire league in points in the playoffs with 34, while Steven Stamkos led the league in goals in the playoffs with 15. And a final look at awards, the Hart Memorial Trophy goes to Guy Lafleur, surprisingly the only time he won it today. Rasmus Dahlin gets the James Norris Trophy for the second time, winning it back-to-back as well. Steven Stamkos is your Conn Smythe Trophy winner, while Hellebuck wins back-to-back Vezinas, and Levi wins the William M. Jennings Trophy. And surprisingly, we're going to end today with no retirements from Crosby or Malkin. Acharya and Ruhwedel would end up being the retirements at the end of this season. At the end of the day, the Pittsburgh Penguins could not win a Stanley Cup. They would not even end up winning a round. Let me know what team you would like to see next. That is going to be it for me today. Thank you everybody so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.